Hey, it's me, Aaron, with a comic show. It's the first Wednesday of February. We got the Deadpool movie coming up. That's exciting. Got some good Marvel books. Nothing really from DC this week that really excited me. I mean, I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan, but more the Alan Moore type Swamp Thing, the Charles Soule type Swamp Thing. But I am glued to these rumor announcements of DC on Bleeding Cool all day today. The Rebirth. Hopefully there'll be a regrowth of a new Swamp Thing in the vein that I like, but we'll see. This week, the biggest book, the book that was super fun, that I loved, is Spider-Man #1. It's Miles Morales. It's still by Bendis, his dad, and it was just so much fun. It was freaking awesome, actually. I thoroughly loved it. It didn't miss a beat. Yes, he's in the main Marvel universe now, the prime Marvel. He's not in Ultimate Universe, and yeah, his mom and dad are there, and his friends from his other world or whatever. He doesn't make any mention of the other world. I don't know. I mean, he gave the dude a hamburger. I mean, if you give a god offering, then the god will give you favor. God gave him favor. I watched Joel Osteen. I know how it works. And it all makes sense. And this book was just perfect. It was perfect. Like, Parker is Parker Industries. He's trying to make himself, fully realize his potential. And now that Parker luck, that being a big disappointment to everyone, is Miles' role. And it works. He disappoints women, he disappoints his parents, and he can disappoint Peter Parker too. And I loved it. I loved it. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And also, I like this Nas cover. That's awesome. I love it. I mean, yeah, they're doing these for everything, blah, blah, blah. But when it's an album that I actually like and the art looks great, I geek out to it. All right, Deadpool and the Mercs for Money #1. It's a mini-series of, in the Deadpool series, he put together this task force, this team of also-rans, of C-list and maybe D-list heroes that he's paying as, I guess, subcontractors to do mercenary stuff with him and for him. And it works. And it works like meta that, Deadpool sells so well and so popular. The way these other characters can get any screen time is just put on a Deadpool costume. And this was a book that I guess focused more on the Mercs, the other Mercs, but Deadpool's still in the entire issue throughout. And I am just excited about that movie. Every single thing that comes out about that movie, except that stupid thing to make it PG-13 for that one little 8-year-old, don't care. You'll turn of age at some point and can watch it. Go screw off for a few years. I don't give a shit. But I'm excited about this. It's going to be fun. A-Force #2. I really dig this book. I really do. I like other stuff that G. Willow Wilson does, like Miss Marvel. I've liked her all the way back to Air with Vertigo. But what I liked about this book is we have the one character singularity that remembers the Arcadia, that remembers the A-Force story from the Secret Wars. And she's putting together the team from that story. None of them remember her. None of them have worked together in a team with her, or in a team with each other even, all together. And it also has one of my favorite heroes of all time, Dazzler. And Dazzler does show up in this, and Dazzler was awesome in here, and I love Dazzler. So A-Force is giving me exactly what I want, and if you like Marvel's female heroes, it probably will give you what you want too. So, whatever. You don't have to read the Secret Wars, but you could have read the Secret Wars, and it feeds right into this. So, best of both worlds. Invincible Iron Man, this is part of these, new story arc starts now, every Marvel book kind of now has, this little cliffhanger afterwards, oh, do you want to know more, or what else is going on? To be continued, what do you want to find? And it's okay, yeah, we get it. It's serial storytelling. And now they're making big hype out of the fact that this is a new story arc. It's a new story arc, and it's War Machine's here. War Machine, Rhodey. And apparently Bendis can write Rhodey. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Doctor Strange, this book, Jason Aaron is killing it with this book, just killing it. I am not a big Doctor Strange fan by any means, but I'm loving this book. And this Last Days of Magic that this leads into, a one-shot that has, I don't know. I don't know if magic is going to be completely changed, destroyed, what's going on, but it involves Scarlet Witch, it involves all the magical characters, and I like the idea of all the magical stuff kind of being attacked and who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, but it's cool. I like the connectivity. Whenever they take a certain like character, a certain power set, and connect all of the characters in that connected universe, like with Starman and cosmic powers and all that, I love it. So I am loving this. Uncanny X-Men, it's the book that I don't like the overall thing that they're doing with the X-Men. I don't like the overall thing they're doing with mutants. I feel like I've read this story before with, oh, it's Manifest Destiny and they're going to kill all the mutants that can teleport because they have some type of agenda where they can't have any teleporters. And this, someone's trying to kill all the mutant healers because if we don't have any healers, then we can't have any mutants when we kill them be healed and so forth and whatnot. Having said that, it's guilty pleasure. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. This is where I can get these characters. This is the only place I can get Psylocke. This is the only place probably I'll ever get M again after seeing her in X Factor. I love Archangel. The Sabretooth's growing on me. This new personality for Sabretooth, Phantom X, is in it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying that I don't like Bunn as a writer. He's a fine writer. But I'm just not really happy with where the Mutants X-Men is going. And this book's kind of like a guilty pleasure. I'm kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like, what if X-Force was led by Magneto? Kind of like Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but not really so evil, even though it's kind of on the nose with like, he's got blood on his hands, y'all. Anyway, Uncanny Avengers 5 was phenomenal. I don't know if you've read 4, if you gave it that much of a shot. By the end of 4, it was kind of like this, did the editor give notes to the writer, say, hey, remember what you guys are supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be looking for Red Skull, who has Professor X's brain in his body, and you're supposed to be doing that? Oh, yeah, we'll get right on that. And they do this issue. They get right on that. And it's awesome. The second epilogue from last issue was the stuff with Ultron and a certain dude from Rage of Ultron, and that was awesome. I'm excited about that. But when I first saw this, like, oh, Gambit and Rogue again. We're going to see that, tired, whatever. Nope. There's a twist. It's crazy. It's awesome. And Uncanny Avengers is cool. And Star Wars Obi-Wan and Anakin. This is where you get to see Anakin learning from Obi-Wan. This is where you get to see him doing his stuff. Like all of this stuff from Lucas was between the episode 2 and episode 3. But there was obviously this great gap of time between episode 1 and episode 2 where somehow that little kid became Hayden Christensen. Well, that's this book. That's what this is. That's him on the Outer Rim doing badass shit. And that's cool. You know, like the Clone War era has been done. If you're going to do more Obi-Wan Anakin, this is what era to do it in, and it's Charles Soule, and it kicks ass. Paper Girls is the last part of the first story arc, and I am literally in love with this book. If you haven't tried Paper Girls, there will be a volume 1 for $10, but we have all the first prints in stock. It's Cliff Chiang, Brian K. Vaughan. It's awesome. And one book came in damaged, so I was able to pull this out, justify doing this. So I have this part of a poster, and it's part 4 of 4. So now I have to find the most damaged copies of 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to put it all together and make a big scene, and probably it'll be awesome. Moving on, Walking Dead. Yeah, Two-Face is kicking ass in here. I love him. It was a great issue. And Wicked Divine Volume 3 is out, Commercial Suicide. A lot of people read this in the trade. We got this out. And Lumberjanes, Terrible Plan, Volume 3 is also out. So you know what I'll be doing tonight, reading this to my daughter. She loves it. We read it together in the collections. And she's 5. She's learning how to read. But she loves it. And she doesn't quite get the serial storytelling. Like, if I start it, I have to finish that book. And then when the book's over and it ends with a cliffhanger, she's like, what the hell, Dad? What the hell? What's the next one? Come on. I was like, it's not out yet. But, you know, getting her hooked. Lumberjanes, awesome. So enjoy these comics and get excited for Deadpool. I'm totally thrilled for Deadpool. Next week, next Wednesday, we're going to have Deadpool Day in here. So think about that. Thanks. Bye-bye.